the OPP visited my office, I'd sort of know about it. So you didn't know that they showed up at your office on the second floor here.
I don't know when the OPP has visited.
And did your staff indicate anything to you about the emails that included your name on them?
I don't know anything about the details of the OPP investigation. I really don't.
I know that there is a narrative here that has been woven in a very deliberate fashion by the opposition, that somehow this has been the subject of subterfuge and malfeasance and conspiracy. None of that is true.
It's true that I signed a document that did not have the specific parameters of that negotiation. So I was not party to that specific negotiation.
Well, I believed every word. Daniel Dickin is the author of a new book entitled Liars, the McGuinty-Wynne record, which claims that the Liberal government has broken the path of prosperity and stability enjoyed by Ontario for more than 130 years. Now, he describes himself as a political junkie and grassroots activist, and he joins us now from Ottawa. Welcome to you.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on this book. Now, we see these two people. I have to be careful of prejudice and context here. I don't like them, I mean, especially McGuinty. I think they have been dishonest, so maybe I'm not being fair, but it seems to me that they are just uttering lie after lie. Have I got that wrong?
No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, it started in 2003. We had McGuinty promise time and time again, I won't raise taxes, I'll balance the books. Basically, he wanted to be the kinder, gentler Mike Harris. You know, he would be fiscally responsible without actually doing anything that would put Ontario in danger. And just a few months after he was in office, you know, he says, or he claims that, oh, well, actually, we took a second look at the books, and actually, we're going to introduce this new $900 health tax. And that was in 2003. Ever since then, it's been the same thing. Everything this Liberal government does either becomes corruption, greed, waste, somewhere along the lines, and it's just lie after lie, scandal after scandal. It just never ends.
Okay, let's just dissect that a little. First, a lot of politicians claim we will not raise taxes, and then, lo and behold, they actually do. And when you say that everything has been a lie and everything is corrupt, that's not true, surely.
Well, I mean, I guess you can kind of try to put a positive spin on the Liberals' record. You can say, yeah, they've tried a few things with green energy. Oh, yeah, but it's going to cost a few $1 billion. Cost over 2 jobs for every green energy job it creates. You know, the Spanish already did an experiment, did a study on green energy and its effectiveness, and they found that it was horrible, that it took $850,000 per job in government subsidies, and that was in Spain. Yeah. I guess you could kind of say, a lot of people don't remember that before McGuinty thought that he was, or tried to style himself as the education premier, that he thought he was the healthcare premier. So I guess, yeah, you could say he tried to do a few good things with healthcare, but oh, wait. This new $900 health tax was supposed to be focused on reducing wait times, but the Auditor General actually said only 10 to 15% of people were still being seen within the proper response time. They weren't being triaged properly, and they weren't being treated properly, even though this new $900 healthcare tax was in place.
The Liberals, federally and provincially, generally have had a record for being quite good at governing finances. We might not have liked their style, some of their policies could have been irritating, but they knew what they were doing. I mean, Paul Martin at a federal level, for example, a man who understood how money worked and where it was spent. Yet here we thought Bob Rae's NDP government, and he's now a Liberal, isn't he? We thought they were ridiculous and inefficient, but McGuinty, and it's not Kathleen Wynne's fault as much. I think if she would have started as Premier, it could have been a bit different. But McGuinty didn't seem to have a hold on fundamental financial policy.
Absolutely. I mean, it started with McGuinty, and it's only continued under Kathleen Wynne. You know, Kathleen Wynne can try and say that she's different, she's better, that she's not really connected to all these gas plant scandals. She's not connected to the same sort of waste and corruption and greed that Dalton McGuinty was. But the truth is that she was there. She was there for as the education minister when they started doing these radical sex education reforms that would push a different sex education agenda onto kids as young as 8 years old. You know, she was there for that. She was there starting as the education minister, and she later moved on. She was one of the main players in the gas plant scandal, although apparently, depending on what her exact role was, she'll sue you if you say that incorrectly. So, I mean, this is just one of the many scandals that we wrote about, one of the many lies, one of the many issues with this Liberal government. So, I mean, it's very important that everyone reads the book. It's through freedompress.ca. It's also through amazon.com. That you can get it as an ebook, or you can get it in paper if you'd like it that way.
I've got to ask you this, the timing of it. Were you waiting for the election to be called, or did you have to finish it very, very quickly?
Well, I brought this idea up to the publisher over Christmas. I had the idea there. You know, there's never been a book written about Dalton McGuinty or the Ontario Liberal Party. You know, there's tons of stuff out there about Stephen Harper. There's tons of stuff out there about the supposedly poor legacy that Mike Harris left us, even though it's been overwhelmingly negative, overwhelmingly positive that he's left us with. Yeah. So I brought that idea up to the publisher over Christmas, and he loved the idea. You know, this is desperately needed. So obviously we didn't expect the election to happen so quickly that it did. So there was definitely some rushing, some running around to get it all done, but definitely it's been a great success.
That's great. Just before we go, the election, I was going to get the TTC, the subway today, and there was the Liberal candidate, very nice person, I'm sure, with a couple of helpers. That's democracy. It's very nice and smiley, and said hello. But it looks like at the moment the Conservatives are leading, but it's only a 6-point lead, and Tim Hudak, with all due respect, is not the most dynamic leader. The NDP vote could hemorrhage because people could be nervous of the Tories winning. Are you confident the Liberals will not form a government after the election?
You know, that's something that every Ontario voter has to work on. They have to examine the issues that matter to them, whether it's in their community, provincially as a whole, nationally. You know, Kathleen Wynne has tried to form this as a national debate of who can really take on Stephen Harper. But what it really has to come down to is the Liberals' record here. Yeah. Every person has to take that into consideration, and I guarantee that if you read this book, by the time you're done, you're going to have no issue determining who you're going to have to vote for. And again, it's something through freedompress.ca or through amazon.com. All
right, second time you promoted it, which is a very good thing. So every person in the province has to read this book. And if they do, then you can give me a royalty. Thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michael.